apostle implores the gods to grant a favor.
Here's the Mercedes with the intake off. It's got these funky little dowels on it that you can see hold the gasket in place. They're right here. One of the issues if you ever pull one of these intake manifolds off is these rear bolts in here. You go through the coolant housings and they don't get seized in the block, but they get seized in that intake manifold really, really tight. I broke quite a few of them off, and this is a pretty elaborate intake manifold. It's pretty neat. And Mercedes did a pretty good job on their wire harness. Like, this was all one piece, just laid across the center, right on over to the PCM. Now you're wondering, why am I not working on the Bronco? Well, I have designed that intake about 10 times now, and none of the designs look good or seem like they'd function well, but I found more stuff when I was out back messing around looking for something else. I found an alternator over here in the parts stuff. It's a good one that somebody just gave me a long time ago, and this is a Mercedes AC pump, but it's the same style of pump as the OE General Motors. And then I found one of the little Hydro Boost systems I had a power steering pump with the aluminum bracketry on it. So I put all that stuff on there to see how it would fit with the supercharger. And you can see if I tilt the supercharger up about 4 inches, and I'm kind of just using the mock-up blocks here, I can clear this tight area right here. And my thoughts are, if I cut that ear off, I can't use it as a core. So my goal is to be able to just use as many OE parts on this engine as possible. That way, you know, if something breaks, you can just go down and get another one. One of the other things I'm prototyping is a dummy drive for the power steering pump on this Mercedes. Now, Mercedes doesn't sell this pump anymore, and you can't get these as a reman. Somebody said they were $5,000 for a good one that's new. But this is a Volvo power steering pump, and you can see from the Pomoco on it, this was during the generation when Ford owned Volvo. Now I'm figuring if I build a bracket for this, I can drop it right down in that spot there. And if I 3D print a bracket that just kind of bolts here, I can put that power steering pump assembly right there, and the hoses for the power steering pump are right here. Here's the return and the pressure one's down here, but if I get another pressure hose for it made that just fits this right here, I think it'll be about bolted. Like, there's no major modifications, nothing like that. And this is one of the weakest 3D prints I've done on settings wise, but it's actually really sturdy. And I used a different setting. I used what's called fuzzy skin on it, so the texture on it looks really good. And it looks, you can't see the layer lines or anything. It looks like an OE part. But on the front there, if I put some bearings and a shaft drive in it for just the pulley right here, then this will all go back on. You can use a stock pulley for it, and it just bolt right together. Well, that's the first one. It did not turn out good. First big issue is there's not enough space on these ports I built for the injector bodies. Second is these flanges. Some of the bolt holes are just a little bit off. The dowel holes I was talking about earlier that align the gasket, there's these little dowels down here. I made them too loose on these flanges so they don't hold on well. And then I had my first failure to print on these runners, and then I think the nozzle is starting to get worn out. I ran about 5 rolls through it, so it's about time for a new nozzle. As you can see, it looks a lot like a turtle or a crab. We'll call it like a crab intake. I think I was going to use it for like a nitrous application or a naturally aspirated setup. Here's the hole for the throttle body, and I might try that out later. You can see the power steering there. I think that looked pretty good. I used that same fuzzy skin on this one, so it turned out pretty decent. But I was having some issues with how it was printing because I just haven't done any service on that machine. It's been working 24/7 since I bought it. It's been putting in some time. It doesn't look too bad. Just the detail work is really makes this a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. And I have a lot more respect for people who design these intake manifolds than before, because this is tough, like legit tough.